welcome everyone. The room monitor tells me it's 2 o'clock, so we can start. So, I appreciate everyone coming today for your sake, not mine. Because this is about your soul. Alright, and because we have a whole 15 minutes, we're going to be able to do some in-depth question and answer time as well. So if you have questions, feel free to be percolating with them while I speak. So, just to make sure you're on the right airplane, as they say, this flight is taking you to. I'm Susan Shier, and this is Soul Mastery, Soul Radiance, Soul Reunion. And that's what we're speaking about today. And this is about your soul mastery, your soul radiance, and the ability for you to know soul reunion. So why don't I start by talking about what the heck I mean by all of that. And can everyone see me pretty well, lighting-wise? Is this better?
Better, worse? Worse.
You know what? I think
There we go.
Well, I just want to move this table. Is this okay with the monitor?
Pardon?
Can I move the table?
Sure.
Because it's sort of like where I should be standing. It feels like I'm supposed to be standing. Okay. Now I feel okay. Right. Okay? Yes? Good. All right. Soul mastery, soul radiance, soul reunion. As many people, a few people have joked with me, when I write a 4th book, I think I need a thesaurus to say something besides soul. I have to come up with a different definition to our spiritual nature besides soul. But I will. I already have the title for the next one, so it is different. So we are talking about accessing your soul gifts and being able to bring them into your life. I've been working with this field for 16 years now, and what I have discovered is that for most people in their spiritual journey, there's a grand opening to spirit that happens where you start to go, either I want to ascend, I want to get connected, or I want to get connected, or I want to get more connected, right? And that's extremely important for us to access our gifts and get connected to them. The second piece is to start to embody them and then radiantly be able to bring them forward and not be afraid to be the fullness of that spiritual, soul-filled person that you are. And to be able to connect the parts of us that have not been connected the way we know at a soul level we're connected, to get those parts reconnected as well. That's where the soul reunion comes in, the journey home from separation. Every wound is a wound of separation. Every struggle, every limitation, every pain, emotionally, physically, mentally, is because we don't have life force feeding that aspect of us. So when you start to see it that way, it makes it much simpler to do that so-called healing thing. We don't have to be healing anymore, we just need to reunite that part of us that we held out in separation at a certain point, invite it back into the connection that we're knowing. So everyone in this room is here because you know something about connection, right? You feel connected at least once a day for a little piece, moment of time. You feel connected, right? But you're always going, I want to expand that connection. I want it to be filled. I want it to be whole. I want it to be more. That's who we are as creators. We want to have a greater, more expanded experience at a soul level, right? And in our life. Expand, expand, expand. We want to create, manifest, right? And spiritually speaking, that is the theme of the last 5 years. How to manifest more. Think of the image of an hourglass. Okay, everyone got that picture in their mind? Okay. In order to manifest and create more at this level, you have to have greater expanded connection at the larger levels to bring all of that through to feed our expansion here. That's the trick as it relates to what I call soulful manifestation. If there's something in your life, maybe one little piece of something, that you don't feel you've been able to create or manifest, it's because you don't have your soul back of it. You might have your intention strong. I know I want that to win the lottery. You might have your feeling behind it. It means everything to you. And your soul may be going, yeah, but if you try that one, you know what's going to happen to you. You're going to be crucified if you get that powerful. Okay? So you'll feel this edginess or a block. Edginess or block within you. It, just feels like some kind of resistance, and you go, but I want to manifest. I want to create this winning the lottery or whatever it is that you feel is so important. But there's this feeling like there's this wall or there's something that's not allowing it to come through. Does that make sense? Or there's a confusion in your mind. You're like, well, why isn't it happening? I can't get on top of it. I've tried every manifestation exercise there is. I feel what it feels like to be there, and it's not happening. It's because your soul is not in alignment with that. Because you have a soul challenge that keeps you from being in alignment with that. That's part of what I work with. And that's why I'm here at the Expo. Besides this wonderful opportunity to be with you in this presentation and speak more about your amazing soul, I do soul readings to help you understand what the nature of that block is that you're feeling, that you can't quite get to. Why am I not able to create A, B, C, or D in my life, and help you understand what your soul gifts and strengths are. Did you know that if you want to clear a block, everyone knows what that means. We're almost getting tired of that language, aren't we? Okay? We want to stop putting our focus on clearing the block, or even the block. Okay? Because when we see it as a block, that's what it becomes, a block. What if you were to imagine that through this hourglass analogy, I'll use this a few times so you really get it in your conscious awareness, that if you were to displace that block with something you value more, it would just flush it away, right? Okay? When you're feeling lit up with love, everything just seems fine and you don't feel any blocks. It's because you value a deeper connection with spirit and love more, and the block in that moment, whatever it is that's in the way, the resistance to love and spirit, just falls away in your awareness, in your feelings in that moment. Then you pull it back in when you're feeling a little less strong. But in that moment, you have valued something more, so it is gone. There's no room for it. Because as we know, there's only room in ourselves for one thing at a time. So if we've got a larger piece of us at a soul level in our cellular memory going, no, I don't want to come into this world. It's a crazy world. It's just too much here. And we're going, but I want to manifest. I want to manifest. No, I don't want to come into this crazy world, right? How many times have you thought of that? At a deeper level, you're like, I don't want to be part of this crazy world. The crazy traffic, whatever it is for you that depicts a crazy world, at a deep level, at a spiritual level, you're putting the brakes on. Oh, but I want to manifest. Guess what's going to win? I don't want to come into this crazy world. And so you don't manifest what you want to create because a big chunk of you doesn't want that to happen. Do you see how that works? Isn't it fascinating? Yeah. Okay. We want to see it as just fascinating. If you see it as all heavy and, oh my God, that's right, I must be so thick, dense, whatever it is, then you will be, okay? If you see it in a very light-hearted way, oh my goodness gracious, isn't that fascinating? I could change it just like that, because I will start to value something more, and that's my spiritual connection. How do we expand that spiritual connection? A, we get in touch with what our soul fulfillment is made of. What are those components? And then we start bringing that in, embodying it. And then, as I said before, the parts of us that have been in the way from keeping us from embodying that, whether it's this deep soul wound that says, I don't want to come into this world, don't make me, don't make me, don't make me. We start to get that part, which we assigned to that job description, didn't we? We said, you be there to protect me from coming into this world because I don't want to go crazy coming into this world. So we assign a part of us that job. And now we're going, oh, I think we better change that job description. Great face, that was wonderful. Did that make sense to you, what I just described?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I had a weird itch.
Oh, that face you go. Okay, does that mean you get it? You don't get it? I know, it's great. Okay. So do you see how that works? All the parts of us that are in separation are parts that we assigned those jobs for comfort or protection, or we thought it would serve us. Keep me from being in this crazy world, will you? You know, keep it out, whatever that was. And now we go, ooh, it's keeping us out. Let's get that part of me that I held in protection or wall or resistance, get that connected so I can use it to be powerful in this world, in what I want to create. So we can be the grand creators we are meant to be. Does that make sense? So again, the first step is expanding the dimension of your connection. And that connection is not linear. I'm going to get connected to God right now, and it's going to feel really good, you know, when you get there. I'm going to get in the present moment, and I'm not going to think about anything else. How rigid is that? That doesn't feel good, does it? Okay? I'm going to expand to the fields of creation that are endless, where all qualities of spirit exist. That's what we want, isn't it? All those qualities of spirit exist in the field of creation that we're connected to. It's an expanded space that we really want to be part of. And the best way to get to that expanded space is by learning how to access that, okay? Talk about this for a second. This meditation is a meditation I did. I learned to do, it's called the Soul Radiance CD, and everything's down at my booth 112. This came with this book, and I learned, or I got the information for that, however you want to call it, download the channel, whatever, because of wonderful souls like you that helped me understand what it is to be very expanded. How many of you know you are connected to lots up here, but you don't know how to bring it here, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's my job, is to help you bring it here. You got all this wealth that you know at a soul level you're connected to. You haven't known how to bring it here. So, the meditation that I work with in sessions and in workshops, all of that, instead of trying to ground to the center of the earth, which probably doesn't work for many of you, okay? It leaves you frustrated, makes you feel as though you're the failure. Or stilling your mind doesn't work either for many of you. I'm not going to say everybody because I don't know. But this is my sense that stilling the mind gets frustrating because that's not what you want out of meditation. You want to get to that expanded state that you know is there, where your soul gifts are hanging out, just waiting for you to come to the store to get by and start to use, right? Okay? So the meditation is expanding and bringing in and feeding yourself with those gifts, okay? Especially this heart. Hold on one second, I will answer that question. Especially the heart, okay? There is a difference between the human heart, you can feel it, and your sacred heart. Back behind your human heart is the space I call the sacred heart. You could go into it now in your feeling perception, with a visual, depending on how you do things, with a color. Feel what's back of your human heart. It is the